Good morning from Lifeplex here in Plymouth, Indiana. I'm Matthew Van Soos, the project designer.
And I'm Vicki Brown, the executive director of Dustin's Place.
The building behind me is a vibrant community center focused on health and wellness. Dustin's Place was in search for a permanent home. Vicki, can you share why Dustin's Place chose Lifeplex and a little bit about the mission of Lifeplex in general?
Yeah, absolutely. We hosted our summer camp here in the summer of 2024 and fell in love with the property, the outdoor space, the mission of the interior. We just fell in love with it. And so through the discussion with the owners, whose mission of this space is to support those who are doing God's good work, to keep the entire being of a person healthy, the physical, the mental, the emotional space of our human healthy. And it just matched perfectly with us.
The existing building contains several skylights found within the building. We knew that some of the program rooms at Dustin's Place were not going to have natural daylight opportunities, so they weren't on an exterior wall. So we strategically placed windows near these skylights so that we could borrow natural daylight into some of the internal rooms.
Dustin's Place was founded in 2019 in honor of my late husband, Dustin Cullen, who died on August 2nd in a single car accident on his way home from work that day. It is through my personal grief journey and that of being a parent of grieving children that I came to realize the lack of grief support within our community, the need for more children grief specific support services. And so we founded Dustin's Place in hopes of ensuring our mission, which is no child grieves alone. Through the past 5 years, we have been able to serve 900 children in both our evening groups as well as our school groups. And as our mission and as our programs continue to grow and the need continues to grow, we came to realize what we had in borrowed space was not going to be enough. Partnering with someone who was already serving a mission of supporting the entire being of someone just made sense to us. So coming into the Lifeplex, having a space that was not utilized, given to us for $1, partnering with Ancon to create this space to feel like a home, to make it a safe space for children was our next step. And we're so excited and to continue to serve more children.
Through the design process, we were very mindful of the grief journey and process. And one of the recurring patterns was this idea of creating a sense of home. Sense of home is a universal need of humanity, trying to belong to a warm, comfortable place, a place of security and safety that evokes emotions. And through the moment you walk through this door, you will feel a sense of home, a sense of being in your own living room at home. We were very careful in designing this space with the ceiling heights, the furniture selections, as well as the colors to invoke a sense of home. Let's take a look inside. We're going to share a little bit about the design process between Ancon and Dustin's Place. This is a very unique project where you're serving numerous age groups, different people, walks of life, and the idea that all the design is coming together to serve a unique mission such as Dustin's Place. Vicki, would you like to share a little bit about the process that we undertook?
Yeah, it was very eye-opening to work alongside with you as you brought in the perspective of the different colors and your intentionality of each color that you brought into the space. The curvature of the welcoming. I remember in that design process when you were talking about how it just pulls people into the space. And then being sure that that natural light that you talked about is there, because that's what brings the comfort to the families and what we need. And so working alongside with you in that process has been so easy.
Absolutely. The destination of kids or even just adults coming into a place where they might be struggling with obviously loss and death and dark moments is those bright and vibrant colors are hopefully helping them through that process. And just, again, the natural daylight and the natural views of Plymouth and Marshall County are very important. One other thing to note is obviously the carpet selections is based on a grid or a network of community. The stitching of the carpet itself is to invoke community and networks. So it almost looks like a roadmap. And I think that's also a great way of kind of showing Dustin's Place mission of connecting families, connecting the community, connecting all the different programs and all the people that you guys serve.
Yeah, and that reminds me of our hallway one, where we set it up like a little hopscotch, a way for the kids to have a path to go down as they enter into the space that they're walking into.
We're in the cafe space here at Dustin's Place. It can serve up to 85 people, and this space is meant for program nights, for large group meetings. It's where families can sit around a table and have dinner together. And Vicki, if you could share a little bit more about the overall larger mission of how this room is going to be used, other than the programs and the families that are served on a week-to-week basis.
Yeah, as you said, this is our dining space, right? Every group starts with a meal. It's such a crucial part of our family unit. But beyond that, this would be our way to educate the community. How do we support that grieving child? We'll be offering seminars, educational sessions, spaces that we can create professionals and make them comfortable in children's grief.
One of the main features of the cafe space is the kitchen itself. Going back to that pattern of sense of home, one may have a warm connection or a memory of standing around a counter or sitting at a kitchen table with a loved one that has passed away. And so this was very important to show this off and again, have those connections back to one's home. One of the distinct features that was selected and donated by Ancon was this light fixture.
Yeah, the original design, if you remember, was pendant lights. And they were beautiful, but they just didn't do anything extra. And when you found this light fixture, it was perfect. It represents the grief process. Grief is messy. There is nothing clean or straight and linear about grief, but rather it's messy. But at the same time, it's also beautiful, just as this light fixture is beautiful. So when we're in here, whether it's having dinner or we're doing an educational piece, we can look back and we can say, this is grief, messy and beautiful.
Throughout Dustin's Place, we have created a series of program rooms for families that gather together. Vicki, can you share a little bit about what's happening in these programs on a week-to-week basis?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have our adult spaces designed specifically for adults, larger chairs, a bigger space for them to sit in. And then we have our children's spaces, which are split up by ages. And each space is designed with furniture that fits them, but also colors and space that they can utilize to share their grief journeys.
Other program spaces within Dustin's Place are meant for individual grief process journey. Not one person might grieve the same, so we offer different, unique environments for people that are here at Dustin's Place. For example, the Art Expression Room is a place where people can paint or draw or scribble thoughts on paper, and it's meant to invoke art through grief.
Exactly. And then we have our low sensory room, which is set up for those kiddos who just get overstimulated, a space where they can just sit and be calm with their grief.
And finally, the Volcano Room down the hall is meant for a very high energy space where kids are encouraged to hug pillows or throw beanbags or even punch the walls. The room is cladded with wall panels, and it's meant just to be a high energy place because we realize that anger is part of the grief journey as well.
Thank you so much, Matt and Ancon Construction, for making this such an easy process. It's been so great to work alongside you in creating our new home. For those of you watching, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and check out our website, dustinsplace.org.
And be sure to follow and like Ancon Construction for future high impact community projects.